Hi, this is Bob, working on the Heathkit SS8000. As far as I know, this is the only one in existence, and I really want to get it going. These type of switches, these white plastic switches, are used by quite a few manufacturers. I know Tentec used those. The Tentec Omni D that I have has got these in too. And I've been working on these for a long time, trying to figure out a way to clean them and make them work better. These switches get intermittent. Then you're finding that you have to rock the band switch back and forth a little bit at the point on the band you want to use. You want to go to 80 meters, you turn it to 80 meters and you rock the band switch until all the switches make contact. So that means that they're really not very clean in there. And I got to thinking about it. I made up this shaft. This was a piece of driveway marker. It was a 4-foot shaft. I sanded the sides down on it. You can see there where it's been sanded down. And I did that with a sanding block very carefully. And by looking at the width of the strip that you make as you sand it, you can get it just right so that it will fit into these switches like that. And what I did was I turned these switches just like that for 1 minute in one direction, and then I turn them for 1 minute in the other direction. Now some rigs have a band switch that does not have a stop on it. If you have one like that, that's really nice because you can just keep going right on around. If it has a stop, you have a little trouble with the ones at the end, at each end, because you really can't wipe those good. These switches are made to clean inside by themselves because they have a wiping action. So 1 minute one direction, 1 minute the other direction, and I take my shaft out. And on these switches there are little holes. You can see that little hole right there, right at the end of my finger, that little black dot. That's the hole. And then I just took a toothpick and I dipped the toothpick into the contact cleaner. I just had some contact cleaner. It's like Deoxit, but it's an industrial brand. And I got it at a Hamfest in a big can. But I just dipped that in, the toothpick in, and then touched it inside that hole. I did that 5 or 6 times with that little hole at the top of the switch up here. And then I put my shaft back in and I turned it another 10 times in each direction, like that. Now this rig does not have a stop for the band switch, so you could do that with it in the rig. You wouldn't have to take it all out like this. This is out so I can work on it, of course. And I've done quite a bit of work on this circuit board. I made a new 10-meter bandpass filter. Actually, that's a low-pass filter here. This particular circuit board I found is a prototype circuit board, and the original SS8000 circuit board had a solid, one big solid binocular core here. And these are the little circular toroid cores that are stacked up. This is the same way they did it in the SB104 and also in the SS9000, and it works great. So this particular board was a little improvement over the first original SS8000 board, but it is an SS8000 board. So they were working on improvements when they decided to drop the project. So I'm kind of happy about that. But I did have to replace these 10-meter low-pass filter toroids here. The 160-meter toroids, one goes there, one goes there. Those are not done yet. I have wound a couple here that I hope will work, and I'm going to try them in there. So what I will do then is inject a signal on this switch here with my signal generator and put my scope on this switch here, and I'm going to check each band to see that it's got the proper response for the filter, for the low-pass filter there, especially for the 160 and the 10. Both of these were missing. And this one here, the 10-meter, is an improvement in the original SS8000 There were a lot of improvements as they were developing it. So that's it. By golly, we're going to keep working on this. It may be most of the winter before I get it done, but I'm determined to get the world's only SS8000 working. And if anybody else out there has an SS8000, I sure would like to hear from you. Put a little note here on the YouTube, because as far as I know, this is the only one in existence, and so I really want to get it working. So that's it. 73s, everybody, and good DX.